a song for all of the goddesses out there. And don't worry if you don't think you're a goddess, because everyone has an inner goddess. So technically this song is also for you. I know what's behind that smile. I know you're tired. You spend your life trying to be everything to everyone. And I know that look in your eyes, 'cause I've seen it in the mirror 1,000 times. That's the face of a woman who doesn't understand how much she's loved. And then the TV tells me I should be like her, achieve like her, to earn the affection I so desperately need. But the people who love me best don't expect me to save the world. No, they regard me as a goddess, and they always give me love for free. And they say, you are what you are, and that's all you'll ever need. Fierce like a warrior, and soft as a sunbeam, and everything you've ever been, and everything you'll ever be is holy, 'cause you are a goddess, baby. It's hard enough to be just me, rule my world from a place of reverie, forgive myself unconditionally and learn from my mistakes. And then the movies tell me I should look like her and laugh like her, and from a quiet beauty all will surely fall in love with me. But the people who love me best like the way I laugh, and they don't care what I wear. They rather see me loud and proud than stay polite and pretty. And they say, you are what you are, and that's all you ever need. Fierce like a warrior, and soft as a sunbeam, and everything you've ever been, everything you'll ever be is holy, 'cause you are a goddess, baby. You are the sun and the moon, you are the earth and the sky. You are the one who answers the prayers that you're laying down late at night. You are the undefinable, and the one who is desperate to define. You are the one you've been waiting for. You are the love of your life. You are what you are. That's all you ever need. Strong like a warrior, as soft as a sunbeam, and everything you've ever been, and everything you'll ever be is holy, 'cause you are holy, and your life is holy, and your days are holy, and your mind is holy, and your body is holy, and your tears are holy, and your laugh is holy, and your love is holy. You are a goddess, baby. You are, you are, you are, you are a goddess, baby. It's true. You are a goddess, baby.
Hello, I'm Reverend Aileen, and I'm going to open our devotional service centering time. So I'm going to invite the bell. Maybe closing your eyes wherever you are, and just begin to notice your breath. Just breathing in and out. With each inhale breath, you're inviting relaxation and ease into your body. And then with each exhale breath, just sending this energy all the way down the spine, through your feet, into the earth below you. One more time as you fill up. Exhale, letting go. So maybe moving into your heart space, if you like to pray. Maybe just spending a few moments here, creating an intention for your day today. And then opening your heart to receive this Celtic blessing for your day. I arise today through the strength of heaven, light of sun, the radiance of the moon, splendor of stars, speed of lightning, swiftness of wind, depths of the sea, stability of the earth, and firmness of rock. I arise today. So take another moment now as you begin to lengthen your inhale breath here. Aligning and connecting with the God of your understanding. As you slowly bring your awareness back to your body, back to this moment. As you now begin to slowly open up your mind, your heart to receive Reverend John's message today. And so it is.
Good morning. Welcome to Sunday morning's Spiritual Community Connection. I am glad you're here. Thank you for taking the time to be here in this place. You know, before we get started, because we started part 1 last week of the sacred chemistry of life, we've been looking at the subject of dissolution, solution, and resolution. So we talked about how you can take the life plans that you've had and you can carefully and beautifully package them however you want, and still sometimes things just fall apart seemingly. But really the only thing that's falling apart most of the time, at least for me, is the plan I concocted. And maybe that was not the best plan. Maybe it was not a plan that had longevity to it. Maybe it was not a sustainable way of being. And so I'm thankful for those moments that the God within essentially hijacks those plans and dissolves them. And we talked about how we could use the imagery of the solid sugar, granulated sugar, being dissolved into a cup of coffee, and how what's dissolved into the coffee is not destroyed, it's transformed, and how that solid can make the drink sweeter. So in our lives, if we will allow ourselves to always be in a state of trust and awareness, conscious enough to believe that all things are working together for our highest good, then I believe we're going to be in a vibrational frequency that aligns with the truth of the universe. And when we do that, that wisdom is available to us. That insight, more than eyesight, is available to us. And we can live from the divine that's within us. And I wanted to speak to that for just a moment to say, I want to encourage you as much as ever before to really, really, really become aware of your powerful divine nature. To really become aware of the truth of how powerful, how creative, how amazing, how magnificent, how brilliant you are. You are a direct offspring from the womb of the divine. Your parents may have decided to have you, but God chose to send you, and you are here right on time. And yes, even with the things that are going on in our world right now, I believe even those things shine the light on the truth that there's a group of people in this planet who are waking up. We're waking up, shaking up, and rising up into the truth of who humanity, all of us, were intended to be. So let's go ahead and move into, with that in mind, let's move into part 2, the sacred chemistry of life. Dissolution, solution, and resolution. And today I'd like to talk about a heavenly mixture. Really, this would normally be a 3-part series, but we're getting into another series starting next Sunday. As we move into August, we're going to be up-leveling our energetic vibration. We're going to be lifting our frequency with love, joy, and peace. We're going to get deeply into that, and we're going to create a commitment around it. But here we are today, and I want to bring in the mixture of solution and resolution. Today's title then is Heavenly Mixture, Becoming the Living Solution. Somebody say, I am a living solution. I am a living solution. Last week we dove into the dissolution part of the sacred chemistry, and we discussed dealing with our ability to allow our carefully laid out plans to dissolve, not for the sake of destruction, but for the sake of transformation. And this week, let's look at solution and resolution. Rumi said this: the wound is the place where the light enters in. I believe that real transformation doesn't often begin in the mountaintop moments. More times than not, it begins in the mud and in the ache, and sometimes what we would call pain, or in the suffering, in the places we swore we'd never visit again. A lot of times our transformation is not happening in the inflammation and the information that we have as much as it's happening in those spaces that we have been unwilling to go and to heal. What we don't face, we won't change. I can tell you from my own personal life that the transformation I'm experiencing right now, being born again, is happening as a direct result of an unearthing of a space within me I was unwilling to go. So when everything that you used to cling to dissolves, something unexpected, I believe, begins to stir. It's not a new identity to wear. It's not a new mask to wear, but it's a presence to embody. Somebody say, I'm embodying. Type it into the comments. Come on. I want you to get involved today. I am embodying the pure presence. See, because we talk about pure presence, we talk about our divine nature on a regular, but how many of us have chosen to embody it? Because the universe is not responding to what you're saying. It's not responding to your ability to quote the Bible or the Gita or the Quran or the Sutras or Rumi or anyone else. It's responding to the resonance that's coming from you. So the sacred solution, Paula D'Archi said, God comes to us disguised as life. Actually, let me read the quote properly. God comes to you disguised as your life. This isn't spiritual escapism or spiritual bypassing. This is divine chemistry, where the raw material of your breakdown becomes the recipe for your breakthrough. Now, you've heard me say this, and many other people say this over and over again, that your breakdown is really a breakthrough. But let me share that with you one more time. This isn't spiritual escapism. This isn't bypassing the fact that we have human existence and that there's human things happening. It's divine chemistry. It's where the raw materials of what you consider to be your breakdown become the recipe for your breakthrough. We try to find ourselves in books, in programs, and then we lose ourselves in silence and the stillness. And eventually, I think we'll wake up and we'll realize that we never left. We just mistook the costume for the character. We mistook the persona for our true essence. Chanyam Trungpa said, enlightenment is the ego's greatest disappointment. The ego doesn't want you to become aware that you've been mistaking the costume for your true character, that you've been mistaking the persona for your true essence. It can't stand that, because as you begin to truly wake up to the reality of who you are, the ego starts to lose hold, and it can no longer keep you in that limited space where you have to follow it. This isn't about being spiritual, though. Now, this becomes interesting to folks. I said to you at the beginning of this year, I'm giving up being spiritual, or giving up my spiritual self. I'm saying that this is not about being spiritual. This is about being real. Somebody say, I'm being real. This is about you being real, not you being more spiritual. To be fully alive, fully human, and completely awake is to be continually thrown out of the nest. This is what Pema Chodron said. To be fully alive, fully human, and completely awake is to be continually thrown out of the nest. In other words, we're constantly growing and going and glowing and learning how to expand. If the growth stops, it means death has arrived. Growing is a sign that you're alive. And integration of this truth, integration and embodiment of the resolution and the solution, the integration is holy irreverence. It's a mess, and it's messy. And the mess is not the whole message, but the mess can become your message if you'll realize the truth of this. It's doing the sacred in the ordinary and realizing there's no such thing as ordinary. Can we hear this today? Integration is holy irreverence. Yes, it's sacred, but it is a degree of irreverence. Wholeness and enlightenment is not achieved by cutting off a portion of your being. And so what I mean by this is what the church tends to do, what religion tends to do, is to say, stop doing this, stop doing that, stop doing the other, become our idea, our carbon copy of what we think you should be, cut off your penis because it's too sexual. Come on, I'm talking to somebody. Cut off the world. Stop wearing makeup. Stop going to this place, doing that thing, it starts to really nitpick about the petty things that matter the least. But wholeness and enlightenment is not achieved by cutting off a portion of your being, but by integrating the contraries, or by the integration of the contraries. Carl Jung said this, I'd rather be whole than good. Type that into the comments, would you? I'd rather be whole than good. This spiritual life, if we're going to call it that, it's the more we become real more than spiritual, this authentic life is about becoming genuine, becoming real. It's not about becoming a better Buddhist or a better Christian or a better Muslim or a better husband or a better wife. This is really about becoming more authentically you. Now, as a result of becoming more authentically you show up in honesty and transparency, and you begin to show up in a world of trust. You're no longer fighting with your own internal self. You're no longer fighting with the external world. You start to show up as love, joy, and peace. And of course, that raises your frequency and your vibration. But I love how Carl Jung said that, and I agree with it. It's a wonderful way to look at life. I'd rather be whole than good. See, I grew up in a purity society. We were trying to be purist. Be pure, act pure, talk pure, walk pure, think pure all the time. And here is what's pure. And they had no idea really what purity was. Purity, more than anything else, is authenticity, because it's true. If you are acting pure, but you don't feel a sense of connection and purity, it's dishonest. And so being real is what's most important. Healing may not look like joy at first. In fact, I'll say it doesn't. It might look like shaking, sobbing, screaming. It may look like silence, but don't mistake the mess for a mistake. I know I'm getting you to type in the comments a lot, but please type this into the comments. My mess is not a mistake. Don't mistake the mess. Don't mistake the mess for a mistake. My mess is not a mistake. It's a part of the recipe. It is the process of solving, solution, and resolution. All of it's working together for my highest good. So here's a little ritual I'd like for us to try together. If you feel so inclined, I'll ask you to take just a moment. You can close your eyes if you'd like, and allow yourself to sit in this idea that I am experiencing right now a sacred integration. Consider closing your eyes and maybe taking a deep breath, maybe even putting your hand on your heart as I ask you just a couple of questions. What false identity have you been carrying like it's armor? What false identity have you been carrying like it's armor? What role are you ready to release? Not because it's wrong, but because it's too small for who you're becoming. Come on, we've all been playing roles. I've been playing roles. We've all been playing roles. But what role are you ready to release? Again, not because it's wrong. We're not judging the role, but because it's too small for your soul. It's too small for who you're becoming. And lastly, are you ready to let go of what's too small for you? What's too small for your soul? If you're ready, bring your attention to it and embrace it into the light of your ultimate truth. I am ready to let go of everything that is too small for my soul. And as you look at whatever that role may be, that false identity may be, that you know is dissolving, consider this affirmation. I welcome you into the dissolution and merge you into the solution. I welcome you into the dissolution, dissolving, and merge you into the solution. Let me say this to you because I love you and I believe that you have a powerful destiny for your life. Joseph Campbell said this, and I believe it fits today. You must be willing to give up the life you planned in order to have the life that is waiting for you. You must be willing to give up the life you planned in order to have the life that is waiting for you. See, every time you dissolve, you get closer to the real you. Every time you allow that what has been dissolved to go into the ingredients and you bring in a solution, you create a higher level of resolution. But every time you dissolve, you're getting just a little closer to the real you. And you, the you that was never born and will never die. See, you are, if you could see this way, it's almost like if we were in a lab, you'd see the solution kind of bubbling. You are the bubbling result of divine alchemy. You are the divine answer simply wearing the skin suit. You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. Rumi shared that years ago, and it rings true today. You're not a drop in the ocean. You're the entire ocean in a drop. You are divine, powerful beingness wearing skin. You are the answer to your questions. The true you is the answer to all of your questions. Carolyn Mize said this. The soul always knows what to do to heal itself. The challenge is to silence the mind. Can you hear that? The soul always knows what to do to heal itself. The challenge is to silence the mind. So, as we're in process here of recognizing that even the chaos can become catalyst, that even the noise can become nourishment, that even the pain can become power, we're transmuting it. That the transition from point A to point B can become a part of the transformation. And the transmission. Somebody say, my transmission is leading me to transformation and a fresh transmission, because I'm not looking for the sign. I am the signal. I'm not looking for a miracle. I am the miracle happening. I'm not looking for God. I am God in human form, walking on this earth and fulfilling the plan of God for my life, which is to be love, joy, peace, abundance, prosperity, health, wealth, and well-being. I need no other level of success in anything. All I ever want to succeed at is being fully me. The most holy thing you can ever do is to be fully you. Type that into the comments. The most holy thing I can ever do. The most holy thing I can ever do is to be fully me. And I'll say it to you again. The most holy thing you can ever do is to be fully you. And so, friends, as we're bringing this to a close today, I have a blessing that I wrote for you that I would like to share with you. And that is this. May your path be messy and miraculous. May your integration be imperfect and yet holy. And may your life be the answer to a question only God dares to ask. You are not broken. You are sacred chemistry in motion. Amen. I'm in. And so it is. And so it is. I am not broken. I am sacred chemistry in motion. I lack nothing. I have no limitations. Even in the midst of all of my lamentations, I have no limitations. I am the truth of the divine voice being spoken into the world. And I hope your path is messy and miraculous. I hope your integration is imperfect, especially since our measurement of perfect is so imperfect. Imperfect and yet sacred and holy. And may your life be the answer to the question only God dares to ask. Holy Presence, remind us that we are constantly experiencing the sacred chemistry. It's the dissolution, it's the solution and the resolution, and it's all happening as the recipe of our greatest fulfillment of our life. Remind us of the truth of who we are. Remind us all of the time that as life tightens and sometimes burns like a fire, that it is burning away that which is not us. And the tightening is just the binding together of our greatest truth. So as we go throughout the rest of this week, as we continue to walk this journey together, we surrender to the guidance. We know that we were created by God, we are creative like God, and we're choosing to create as a God. And we make this declaration once again, very boldly, that love is who I am. Gratitude is my attitude, abundance is my nature, and well-being is my birthright. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is. All right, friends. Carrie is going to come on now and share with you some announcements about what's happening at First Unity. And after that, it's going to be our sacred time of giving. And I'm asking you today to consider giving an extra gift during this season and into this vibrational frequency. Here's the truth of the matter. With as many church members as we have, if everyone would give around $50 or $55 a week, we would be in a position of thriving. That's an approximate number, I think. But the truth is that you need to be able to give from your heart. And I know, and you know, that the divine is always making way for us. But when you put your money on it, there's something that happens for you. Because you're investing in an energetic frequency where the truth is being told, where the truth is being preached, where we are bold enough, brave enough, courageous enough to tell the truth about the human experience, and that is that you are a divine being. When humans really walk in that, you walk in love, you walk in joy, you walk in peace. You have no need to dominate anyone else, because those places within you that are insecure, needing to dominate someone else, is just a sign of insecurity. Because you know who you really are, you stop with the hatred. You stop with the sense of separation. You no longer look at people who are different than you and judge them, because you are expanded within your own being and you've drawn the bigger circle through love. Give into that. First Unity Spiritual Campus is a place, and One Love Consciousness Movement is a place where we are preaching a message that can bring freedom to the world. Invest in that today if you want to see this continue to go, and I believe you do. Hey family, thank you for joining us today for our telecast, and thank you for being a sustaining partner with First Unity Spiritual Campus. The number one way to give is to text to give, 833-691-6105. And you can text the word give. Number two, the First Unity app, and then tap that yellow heart. And number three, go to firstunity.org/give. And this also gives you the option to have a subscription giving, which is automatic each month. That means you can budget it into your monthly budget and not even have to think about it. It comes out automatically. The fourth way to give is to mail to P.O. Box 13293, St. Petersburg, Florida, 33733. The number 5 way to give is through Cash App. That's right, through Cash App, $ First Unity, SC. $ First Unity, SC. Also, you can use the QR code that is on the screen right now. You can scan that code and be taken to our safe and secure website for your giving. Once again, allow me to say thank you so much for being a sustaining partner with this ministry of love. Have a wonderful day. Now there is peace on earth, and it has begun with me. Now there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Now there is peace on earth. Yes, this is the moment now. With every step I take, yes, this is my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Now there is peace on earth, and it has begun with me. And our prayer of protection together: the light of God surrounds us. I am the light. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love. The power of God protects us. I am the power.
The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. I love you, family. Make it a great Sunday.